Do you remember where you were the first time you heard of Mechwarrior 2? Don't sprain anything trying to answer that, because the future is what's important here. Mechwarrior 2 is back on track, and Activision is now announcing that it will finally reach store shelves in July. This July! We recently spoke to project director John Spinelli and producer Josh Resnick, who brought us up to date on this long-awaited game. You've probably been wondering why Mechwarrior 2 has taken so long. Director John Spinelli says that new blood in the design team has given the project more momentum.
What we've done basically is we've tightened up the production team. We got some very high-end guys to come in and bolster the existing team. We added a lot of new production expertise from various areas around the company and focused the scope of the design to something that was actually achievable. This is within the past, say, 6 months.
One of the problems the team ran into is in trying to get the game to perform well on the low-end system of the time, the 386. No way! Now technology has caught up to the lofty goals the game designers set for themselves.
The management on the team right now has been on this project for about 6 months. The project had been going on for quite some time, but lacked a little focus, and that's basically where several things contributed to the long delay. It was lack of focus in the actual design. They were very, very ambitious in what they were trying to do, and partially the technology prevented them from achieving those ambitions. Right now, the systems are getting powerful enough to be able to do what the original team set out to do. Also, the new management team has put it together so that we'll be able to actually get it all together and ship it.
One feature of Mechwarrior 2 that you won't see in other games of its type is the 3D virtual cockpit. Instead of just a two-dimensional graphic overlay, your cockpit is an actual physical part of the world.
We have what's called a 3D virtual cockpit. And this is your cockpit is actually a 3D object in the world. And before the game had a 2D bitmap of a cockpit, which is fairly standard for these types of games. And we are confident that our new virtual cockpit immerses the player much better in the gameplay than a 2D. This is something that you have a free eye point, and you can look around your cockpit, and you have a heads-up display that allows you to send commands to your star mates and fire off your weapons and do other things like that.
In Mechwarrior 2, you fight for one of two available clans, Jade Falcon or Wolf. Like the other elements of the game, the clans have a full, rich history detailed thoroughly in the FASA universe.
Several groups of people split off from the planet Earth a while ago due to various political situations going on there at the time. They formed their own societies with their own rules of honor and different societal structures than those on Earth. They became known as the clans, and that's where we pick up. The Battletech universe has loads and loads of information on the clans, what they're all about, why each one is unique, yet why the clans are so different than the inhabitants of the planet Earth.
The clans have a long history of political turmoil. Mechwarrior 2 is set in a crucial time period, with the clans waging interplanetary war against each other.
For lack of a better word, there's a tension between the clans who left Earth and those who remain behind, what is termed as the inner sphere. And they came together for this very important battle on a planet called Takayid. And this is after this battle is where we take up with the clans again. The clans agreed, after losing at that battle, they agreed not to invade the inner sphere space for 15 years. And it's those 15 years that we're focusing on in the game, where the clans turn on each other.
You will get to pilot 14 different mechs in the game. As you've probably noticed, they all look great, and they're realistic too.
Each one is based on its FASA-approved or Battletech design style. We've got tall, skinny ones that are very spidery looking, called a Marauder, and we've got short, squat ones that are built for staying low to the ground. Each has their own pluses and minuses, which were very well designed in the original game. Some are fast and sleek, but aren't packed with a lot of weapons. Other ones are totally weapon-laden, but are particularly slow or build up lots of heat quickly.
It looks like Mechwarrior 2 will finally happen, and without compromises. It may have taken a while, but we've been assured that it will be well worth the wait. And to top it off, Activision is working on adding 8-player network support to the game's 2-player modem feature. 8 players! Drool until July. But remember that the wait is almost over.